Hi everyone, welcome to Introduction to Computers, BCA-101, Introduction to Computers and Information Systems. We have the login, and we had, I think, everybody but one. Okay, we got a couple machines we're still working on. And then we did the cards. Your name, first and last, your career, what's your career, technology background. Some people have very little, some people have quite a bit, which is okay. Hobbies, that's optional. Ideas of what things you find interesting. And then on the back side of the card, what do you expect to learn from the course? And any learning concerns. And I want to re-emphasize the fact if you have some things that get in the way with you being able to learn the material, make sure you contact me and we take care of that. A couple observations after I read through the course expectations. The course is really divided into two areas. A lot of it has to do with theory of technology, and then in there we're going to learn some terms and how they relate. And then there's some basic skills when it comes to technology. And there are some basic ones, and as simple as email all the way up to managing a computer. We got some basic ones, and then we talk a little bit about word processing, spreadsheets, database, and then actually squeezed in between here we have a variety of things that deal with web pages and domain names and different things, and kind of a way to understand how technology works. So we hope to improve your skills from wherever you're at. We hope to give you some things to improve your skills. And if nothing else, you'll see how these things relate to not only Microsoft, but Google Docs and maybe some open source software. And we really want you to leave with a better understanding of theory. We want you to go from just using a computer to being a little bit of an expert. Okay? Or a lot of an expert. Or you're already an expert and we improve that. You'll hear me mention this. I think this is really important to understand technology so we can make better decisions dealing with technology in the future. It was fun. We had you do a little bit of search. We talked about Wikipedia and how a lot of the people who supply information for Wikipedia tends to be males, at least it used to be. When you pull stuff off, you need to understand about the source from the internet. If you use the internet to find websites in order to grab content, you need to understand it. So you have to evaluate the content. You got to see the value and does it relate. Does it relate to the topic? And sometimes, if you just grab a piece and you don't read the whole document, you just need to be careful that you don't get that out of context. It's like that reporter that grabbed one thing the politician said, which was, and then uses it, and it was really out of context. Okay? Last thing, we looked at this. We looked at the internet, and we had our first explanation that, information really isn't stored in the internet. The internet's the infrastructure, the highway that gets us, for example, from a PC sitting in the IT area here at NIACC, goes out through a router. We have a couple options to get into the internet, and we come in here through some service provider who takes us through to some service provider and gets us out to Wikipedia. Or maybe even home. You can be home on your PC or your laptop or device, and you say, I need to check some things at NIACC, and you can get in and go all the way here to some server at NIACC where maybe Angel is. Okay? And you can gather that information and then bring it, and it doesn't have to use the same route every time, back to your PC. So what the internet does is it really allows us to get to these, in a lot of cases, not always, web servers, which might be connected to some large database, and it pulls the information we want out of there, sends it back in the internet, and works its way to our house or here at the college or who knows where. All right, so that's the basis, and we'll use this diagram and build on it. We'll look more specifically what makes up a PC, or here we're talking about a phone using Wi-Fi to connect in here to get out to the internet and so forth. All right, that's it for the first day. We also, I should mention, we also covered a lot of just business work of the how to do the outline. We talked a little bit about assignments and so forth. And so you'd have to talk to me individually, or syllabus does a good job of at least getting you started on that.